2165. In Turyatita state, tattvas remain behind in body. When the earthly king that is Jiva, mounting the steed swift of consciousness at the lovely city of Turyatita, arrives, the senses five and tattvas rest that remain behind, but slept in the body, that vibrant once was. 2166. Be freed of malas to reach God. In the states five, in purity, vision malas five, that pure are not. See in the waking state, they trouble you not. Straight confront them, then shall you with para direct, forever and ever be. 44. Mid-Jagrat Avasta. 2167. Maya's manifestations in the four states of consciousness. In the waking state, within the waking state, is Tiradayi, obfuscation Shakti, active. In the dream state, within the waking state, is Mamaya, impure. In the state of deep sleep, within the waking state, is Kamya, of self-delusion. In the fourth Turiya state, within the waking state, is Maya, pure. 2168. In Turiya, Kalas and Raga arise. In that Turiya state, within the waking state of Jiva, Maya rouses the Kalas and Ragas. When passing back through the states of Shushupti, dream, and waking, the Jiva to Shakala state returns. 2169. Jivas grope their way back to Shakala Jagra state. The blind one, eyes he has, but vision none. And so gropes for the steps he made of yore. Having found them, he seizes a stick, and with its aid finds the way. Even unto it do the jivas with avastas three seek to march back their way. 2170. Seated in the body, jiva experiences. The spider, standing at the web's center, catches prey and feeds. Even unto it, the jiva, standing within the body stage, where the senses in merriment dance, experiences the sensations five, sound and the rest four. 2171. God placed the 25 tattvas for jiva. Once there is, who placed tattvas 5 and 20, with them in my body I abide. Mad is he, great is he, birthless is he. Thus in endearment I sought him, and by the grace he granted, redeemed am I. 2172. Vedanta school reckons tattvas directly as 28. With tattvas 4 and 20 and Purusha tattva to add, thus are tattvas 5 and 20, differently reckoned as 5 and 20, and with Purusha, and the void, Vyoma, which is not Para, and Para are tattvas as 8 and 20 reckoned, in the school of Vedanta. 2173. Practice yoga. Course the breath in ways appropriate through nadis, Idakala and Pingala. Seat yourself in asanas, postures, comely, and agreeably direct the breath within. Through Muladhara that is triangle-shaped, upward ascend. Verily may you see the feet of Lord that is timeless eternity. 2174. Yoga brings rapture. The 10 nadis, pulsating nerves invisible, and the 10 vayus, winds, will in ascending breath subside. Rapturous your state shall be, agreeable your taste shall be, perfect your mind shall be, in your goodly body. 2175. Nandi guides and witnesses all. Let them be that are to be, let them die that are to die, let them leave that are to leave, let them enter that are to enter. The kingly Nandi makes us see all, and himself witnesses all. All things appropriate he does, he of tender love. 2176. Tattvas are reckoned as 28 in yet another way. The sense organs 10 and 10, the intellectual organs 1 and 3, the Turiya state time subjectively cognized, the undifferentiated void, and the Turyatita above. Thus it is as 8 and 20, 2. The tattvas reckoned are. 2177. Breath control for ridding malas. If 10 times 330, the breath 12-finger length, as prana ascends upward, the malas 5 subdued are, so do the tattvas according. 2178. By breath control, tattvas subside within body. If breath appropriate spirated times 4 crores and 48,500, then cessation there shall be for prana's movement. In it the 96 tattvas subsides. The 96 in turn in tattvas 5 and 20 merge. 2179. Tattvas differently counted by different schools of philosophy. Tattvas 6 and 90 are the overall. Out of them 6 and 30 are the tattvas for Shaivas, 8 and 20 for Vedantins, 4 and 20 for Vainavas, 5 and 20 for Mayavadins. 2180. Letter sound A is primal tattva, truth. If Jiva can make tattvas function his way, he a wise one shall be. Illumined in knowledge divine, false devotion no more shall be. The tattva supreme is the primal letter sound. 2181. Jiva alone is the sentient being. Tattvas 30 and 6 are insentient verily, devoid of knowledge. I am the sentient one, yet I knew not myself. You shall know yourself. Thus in grace Nandi declared, that I am the knower, I have now known. 2182. Transcend 5 states of consciousness and 36 tattvas. Beyond is union in God. In the waking state are states of experiences 5. Malas create. Disentangling from these malas 5 and from tattvas unreal 30 and 6, in the holy way Jiva stood, and one with him union attained. 2183. Number of malas for the 5 gods. 5 are the malas for Brahma on the lotus bloom, Anava, egoity, and the rest, Anava, Maya, Karma, Mayayam, and Tiradai. 4 are the malas for Vishnu, Anava and others, Mayayam devoid. 3 for Rudra, Anava and others, Mayayam and Tiradai devoid. 2 for Mahesha, Anava and Karma. 1 alone for Sadashiva, Anava. 45. Adavas, higher steps. 2184. The 6 higher steps. 6 times 6 are the tattvas, 7 crores are the mantras, 50 and 1 are the varnas, letter sounds, 224 are the bhavanas, global constellations, 80 and 1 are the padas primal, 5 the kalas rare. 2185. Ascend beyond the 3 spheres. The 3 spheres within, sun, moon, and fire, they ascend and traverse in yogic way. Having traversed, they with tattvas 5 and 20 in one unite. Further coursing the breath upward through Shushumna, they search, and having sought, self-consciousness lost, they there remain. 2186. The 5th state of Turyatita. Waking within the waking state and experiencing the rest of states, the body and breath appropriate trained, they reach the Turyatita. There they witness the felicitous dance of Lord, drinking the fill of bliss. They Shiva become. All these 5, the grace fruits of Shiva are. 46. Suddhajagra and other states. 2187. Bindu power permeates tattvas. The gross body of waking state, the subtle body of dream state, together of tattvas 5 and 20, are of Bindu's power verily. That power permeating Jiva penetrates the waking and dream states. 2188. Progression of the states of consciousness towards Shiva goal. They who reach the Turyatita within the waking state, actionless lie. They who reach the Turiya within the waking state crawl towards the goal. They who experience the Shushupti, deep sleep, within the waking state are jivas yet developing. They who dream within the waking state are jivas hastening towards goodly goal. 2189. Charya, Kriya, Yoga, and Jnana, where they lead to. The acts of Kriya lead to Shiva Tattva, The practice of prolonged yoga leads to divine grace and knowledge. Contemplation of Lord's form in Charya confers blessings many. In Jnana is comprehended all cosmic creation at once. 2190. Devolutes of Paraparam. The beginningless Param, thus the order brought about, Shiva, Shakti, and Sadashiva, the Isa pure and the goodly Vidya Tattvas, Bodha, Kalas, time, Niyati, and Mamaya, impure Maya. These devolutes and gradation appropriate he established, in wonder surpassing indeed. 2191. Jiva ascends these devolutes to reach Paraparam. The luminous Shiva, Shakti, and Sadashivam, the Maheshvara, the pure Vidya and Ragas, Kalas, time, Kala, knowledge, Bodha, Niyati, and Mahamaya, the Purusha, soul, together these 12, art for the Jiva to ascend. 2192. Anava, egoity, Maya, ignorance, and Karma, action. These the Malas, impurities are. They are like the embryo, the bran and the husk, and unto the grain of rice. They touch not the Lord, but apart stand. Be rid of your pashas one by one, and adore the Lord. 2193. Lord is the cowherd, Pashupati, Jiva the cow, Pashu. Many the color of cows, but one the color of milk, and of peerless hue is the Lord the cowherd. When the cowherd who tends the cows his guiding staff shows, the cows will not their master leave. 2194. Jiva a prey to tattvas and pashas. The body, indriyas, mind, the intellect, will, egoity, and ignorance, to these the soul a prey falls. If the pashas further sprout in him, to hell he speeds fast. 2195. Limitations of experiences in the 5 states of awareness. In Turyatita state, the consciousness of the self is not in Turya state. The consciousness of the self, through spoken word comprehended, still burns. In the Shushupti state that is Maya bound, the desire potency to speak afterward exists. In the waking state and the dream state, experiences in ways diverse. 2196. Turyatita state inner divisions, Jagra and Shushupti. But no dream state in the 5 states of consciousness. In the waking state of Turyatita, no dream. The subtle body sees. In the Shushupti state there, the self experiences the self, consciousness withdrawn. In the Jagra state of Turyatita, Maya still is. 2197. Tattvas acting in waking dream and deep sleep states. In the waking state within the waking state are tattvas 5 times 5. Out of 6 times 6, when 6 out of tattvas in waking state leave, then is dream state in waking. When further beyond 5 tattvas leave, then ensues sushupti, where the Maya functions. 2198. In Turiya, Maya leaves and Jiva merges in Bindu. The Purusha, experienced soul of Shushupti, when reaches Turiya state, the Maya too leaves, and if one with Kavala, primordial Bindu, comes, then no more the body its uses has. 2199. In Turyatita, Jiva becomes knower and passes beyond. To luminous Shiva Turiya state, in that Turyatita state, the soul is the knower verily. When he passes beyond, from that Turyatita state, where the Jiva the knower is, he merges into luminous Turiya, Shiva Turiya, that the ultimate state is. 2200. Tattvas and their centers of action. During the 5 states of consciousness, tattvas 5 and 20 and 10 to add, are the instruments 30 and 5 in Jagra. With instruments 5 and 20 in the throat center is dream state. With 3, the Purusha is in Shushupti. When the 2, Purusha and Prana, the navel center reaches, then is the Turiya state true. 2201. Tattvas of the subtle body in the 5 states of consciousness. In Jagra state, all the 8 tattvas of the Puriyashta subtle body are in dream state. The 3 tattvas of the subtle body are in Sushupti state. Two of the subtle body remain in Turiya state. Only one is behind left with Purusha. 2202. Experiences in the five states of consciousness within Jagra. Jagra in Jagra pertains to senses. Svapna in Jagra is of thinking and forgetting. Shushupti in Jagra is seeking inward. Turiya in Jagra is abstaining from seeking. In the state of Turiyatita is Nandi verily. 2203. Four inner states of the dream state. The vision in dream is in Jagra, is dream in dream state. To vision and forget in dream is dream in dream state. To vision and non-vision is Shushupti in dream state. To infer events is Turiya in dream state. 2204. Shushupti and its inner divisions. Jagra in Shushupti is to vision it as non-vision. Dream in Shushupti is to know it as dream. Shushupti in Shushupti is to know that there is no knowledge of it. Turiya in Shushupti is inexplicable void. 2205. Turiya and its inner divisions, Jagra in Turiya. Is God consciousness external, Svapna in Turiya? Is God consciousness internal, Shushupti in Turiya? Is void inexplicable, Turiya in Turiya? Is to vision Param supreme? 2206. Jiva knowledge in relation to Para knowledge in the four states. Jiva knowledge cognizing Para knowledge is Jagrat. Jiva knowledge cognizing ceasing is dream. Jiva knowledge cognizing, yet knowing it not, is Shushupti. Jiva knowledge merging in Para knowledge is Turiya verily. 2207. Jiva's experience is in Turiya state. He, Jiva, then pervasive becomes, shedding malas 5. He takes the form of jnana, experiencing that, abandoning his pervasiveness, he ascends higher, the subtle form of pranava, aum, to assume. 2208. Tattvas in the inner divisions of Turiya state. 30 and 6 are tattvas, in Jagra in Turiya, in Svapna in that Turiya, and in Shushupti in Turiya. In Turiya, the body gross and the body subtle, to the Suddhamaya belong. He who that Turiya in Turiya state attains, master indeed becomes. 2209. New knowledge. This I knew not, all these days. This when I know, nothing else I knew. When I knew, this the truth, then I knew I am it. 2210. Immanence of Shakti and Shiva. As life of life, as form and formless, as Jiva sentience and knowledge divine, all-pervasive he stands. If Shakti and Shiva in world immanent are not, verily, verily, all is inert darkness, in ignorance entire steeped. 2211. Raison d'etre of creation. In endearment wondrous, the Lord moved Shakti into creative activity, and to primordial Pashas 5, conjoined Tattvas 30 and 6, and fashioned the body organs too, that your malas sundered be. 2212. Jagrat Atita state leads to Turiya in Turiya, Paraturiya. In Jagrat Atita state, Anava, egoity, forsooth is. Even when the soul enters the Turiya state in Jagrat Atita, Turiya in Turiya state, Anava still is of Jagrat Atita state. Jagrat Atita is where the truth of Para is. 2213. Mala contamination is root of all evil. By Mala contamination was Shakti obscured. By Mala contamination was Jnana obscured. By Mala contamination was Param obscured. He who is freed of Mala contamination is verily the enlightened one. 2214. Enemies of thought for God. In their bewildered thoughts are the lions 3, lust, anger, and ignorance. In their bouncing thoughts are the jackals 4, mind, intellect, will, and egoity. In their sensory thoughts are the elephants 5, taste, sight, touch, sound, smell. These the foes, internal and external, of the contending mind. 2215. Give up distractions and take to the true way. With streaming eyes 18, your thoughts in distraction wander. Before you tremble in death, take to the true way. You shall indeed meet the mighty Lord of your soul. 22:16. Jiva devoid of thought in Shishupti. Of the tattvas in waking state, 4 times 5 are behind left. The tattvas 4 that Antakarana's form in dream state are, these you shake off and into yourself enter. Then thoughts devoid, the soul in Shishupti stands. 22:17. Evolution of Jiva to Para state. The soul who thus stood has verily a master become. He enters the Turiya state and remains in the Eightfold Yoga. He then attains Turyatita state, and further a while after, he becomes Para the pure. 22:18. Further evolution to primal light. He who thus Isa became, reaching Turyatita state, as pure jnana comprehends worlds all. Then he further attains the 5 forms, Sadashiva, Maheshvara, Rudra, Hari, and Brahma. Having experienced those stages, Jiva becomes Shiva. Then, further attaining Mana, divine silentless state, he merges in the primal light. 22:19. Lord is within. He is the Lord of Maya land, where the spheres 3 within are. He is the one whom I see within, and pine incessant for. He is the lotus that blossoms in the cranium, with its stalk stemming deep in my heart. 22:20. The dawn of light within in yoga. The birds, malas, shrilled, unaware of the shimmering dawn. Bewildered were they, their mother Shakti unrecognizing. Beyond Vedas stood he, my Lord. They who knew the mystic way of yoga reached to him inside their very head. 22:21. I saw him within in the 9 centers. In contemplation deep I sought the Lord of worlds all. In the 9 centers within, distinct I saw him, he, the Lord of celestials all. Intense I sought him, and he in my thoughts unfailing stood. 22:22. Kundalini Yoga experience. As one that kindles the lamp's flame, so do you the lamp's flame in Muladhara kindle. That lamp in Muladhara lighted, encompassing the sphere of moon glows. 22:23. God is inward where the 5 sense-controlled meet. If you ask how the heavenly space within the cranium is, where the inward-looking 5 abide, verily it is unto grazing upward into a mirror, seeing the self reflected in crystal purity, at a junction where the 5 in control meet. 22:24. Lord is the knower, he makes the jiva experience. The 5 states of awareness, the knower he is, who things unknown knows. The knower, who the self knows not, is knower none. The jiva, the 5 avastas, knows not. He, Lord, makes him know. To none be known. Who indeed does him know? 22:25. Turiya in Turiya is Paraturiya, beyond is Turyatita. The visioning of Turiya state we thus far spoke of. The void of Turiya state is state rare. Unimportant indeed are the states Jagra and the rest. Great, great by far, is the timeless Paraturiya. Transcending it is Turyatita. Rare even far that state is. 22:26. Seek Paraturiya and reach Shiva's state. The world of Maya, Prakriti, belongs to Jiva. To leave that Maya is to reach Kevala Maya state, to be born again and again. As diverse life forms is the state, Shakala. In Paraturiya is Shiva state. 47. Kevala, Shakala, Suddha. 22:27. Sat, Asat, and Sadasat nature of Suddha, Kevala, Sakala states. He who cognizes the self is in Suddha state. He who is not is in Kevala. He who cognizes in distracting differences is in Shakala. In Sat, real, Asat, unreal, and Sadasat, real, unreal. They respective conjoin, each according to his cognizing state. 2228. Importance of self-cognition, Suddha state. Himself unto himself is foe and friend. Himself unto himself is the here and hereafter. Himself his karmas he experiences. Himself unto himself his master be. 2229. Evolution of the Shakala state of the soul. The soul in Kevala state inert reposes. On it the Mamaya, Asudamaya, acts. By the action, the soul receives powers of cognition, and then mixing with desire, Kamayam, and the objects of desire, Mayayam, in Pasha it full enters. That the state of Shakala is. 2230. Who are the Shakalas? Shakalas are those who in Shakala state are, steeped they are in Pashas 3, the peerless Brahma, Hari, the celestials numerous, the humans here below, and all lives unto the tiny worm, all are Shakalas verily. 2231. Who are the Pralayakalas? Pralayakalas in Maya, Asuda, world abide. Of Maya their bodies are in main. Of comeliness eternal are they, the Srikanta, and the 800 Rudras, these the Pralayakalas are. 2232. Who are the Vijnakalas? Vijnakalas are souls, other numerous. They reside in the state of Kevala. They are possessed of Anava, Mala alone. The 8 Vidyasvaras, beginning with Ananta, the Maha, Mantrareshvaras, that 7 crore number, these the Vijnanakalas are. 2233. Suddha, or pure state. Of them, those who receive Shiva's grace from Anava Mala get liberated, transcending the states of Bindu, light, and Nada, sound, as Aum, Pranava they become, and in Shiva pure they merge. That verily is the Suddha pure state, Avasta. 2234. 4 divisions of Vijnanakalas. When you think of it, of these souls in gradation 3, Vijnanakalas have divisions 4. They are shrouded in Kevala, Asuda, Maya. Inclined are they to be gripped by desire, yet of themselves they leave all, when the Lord his grace bestows, and together the Malas sunders. 2235. When is Suddha's state reached? Abandoning the illusory tattvas 6 times 6, rid of ignorance, the Jiva becomes Shiva himself, and pervading all creation, he enters the void true. This the Suddha state, that of himself the Jiva reaches. 2236. How Suddha state is reached. Eternal is he, Jiva, pervasive too is he, immersing him in eternal Malas 5. The Lord lifts him from the primordial Kevala state and consigns to Shakala state. Thence, freed from unceasing whirl of birth, the Jiva Suddha state reaches. 2237. Knowledge of self in Turiya leads to Suddha state. The Suddha state is the ultimate, the Jiva that passes through Kevala. When it reaches Turiya, receives knowledge of Tatpara, who beyond states, Kevala and Suddha exists, thus realizing the self within. 2238. Involution of tattvas after Jiva reaches Suddha state. The tattvas 5 times 5 will into the soul involute. The soul, having realized Suddha state, will in Suddha Vidya tattva merge. The first 3 of this category, Suddha Vidya, Ishvaram, and Sadakyam, will in Shakti involute. Beyond the Shakti is Shiva, of the Shiva Tattva. Thus involuting, the soul returns to the beginning. This the order in reverse of evoluting to. 2239. Involution of Tattvas further explained. The tattvas 5 times 5 of Purusha into the 6 Vidya tattvas involute. They into the 3 Shiva tattvas higher above involute, who in turn merges into Shakti Bindu, who with Shiva Nada stands. Thus is the ultimate of involution reached into Tattvas 4 and 7. 2240. Souls are ranked as Vijnana Kalas, Pralaya Kalas, and Shakalas. According to the number of malas they possess, the Kevalas, Vijnana Kalas, are inert, with Anava alone possessed. The Pralaya Kalas have Maya in addition. They see with form unseen. The Shakalas are souls, in all three malas steeped. 2241. Further explained. The Vijnana Kalas possess Anava Mala alone. The Pralaya Kalas have Maya too. Anava, Maya, and Karma, all three the Shakalas have. These their malas are. 2242. Shakalas in Vijnana Kalas. The Vijnana Kalas who stand in Kevala, inert state, by the power of Bindu, that in Kevala state is, become activated as Shakalas within Kevala, and so attain the truth of Mamaya, who the power of mantra holds. 2243. Pralaya Kalas, 108 Rudras. The Pralaya Kalas in Maya Suddha reside, yet that Maya affects them not. They stand with Anava, with Mamaya's Asuddha Kamya desires that Shakalas possess. They verily are the Rudras 108. 2244. Shakalas have all three malas. They who in malas 3 enveloped, in worldly life wallow, are the Shakalas per se. Thus are the Devas, the humans, and the rest of Brahma's creation numerous, unto the very worm that life's womb enters. All these are Shakalas that crowd the world. 2245. Rid of malas, souls become Suddhas. They who Suddha state reach, by luminous grace of Shiva, stand dispelled of malas triple, that Sadasat are, and of dark pashas one by one, having thus rid them entire, they become Suddhas ever. 2246. Gradations of Suddha states, Suddha Kevala, Suddha Sakala, Suddha Jagra, and Suddha Suddha. In Suddha Kevala Mukti state, the Jiva stands alone. When afterward the Kalas leave, then is Suddha Shakala Mukti. When in sound Aum, the sound as one stands, then is Suddha Kevala Jagra Mukti. Still beyond, the soul itself within itself stands, then is Suddha within Suddha Mukti state. 2247. Suddha Kevala Mukti state described. Inert without knowledge, unaffected by desires, goalless everlasting, unattached to kalas, actionless, incapable of daily experiences, by malas deceitful infused. Thus is Jiva in Kevala Mukti state. 2248. Pralaya Kalas that are Suddhas among Shakalas. Bindu, Maya, and Kriya they possess. The power of interminable Jnana Shakti is their substrat, Danu. In Bindu they attain divine knowledge. Thus are the Pralaya Kalas of this world, albeit Shakalas. They are Suddhas here below. 2249. 9 subtle divisions for the soul in the 3 states, Kevala, Shakala, and Suddha. To speak of the subtle divisions in the 3 states, Kevala, Sakala, and Suddha, it is like this: Kevala Kevala, Kevala Shakala, and Kevala Suddha. Sakala Kevala, Shakala Shakala, and Shakala Suddha. Suddha Kevala, Suddha Shakala, and Suddha Suddha. Thus are the combinations 9 in all, for those in depth see. 2250. Kevala state subdivisions for Jiva. Kevala in Kevala is Atita Atita state. Kevala Shakala is the Vaindava manifestations in Suddha Maya state. Kevala Suddha is the state of holy Vijnana Kalas. That grace leads soul to grace embodied. 2251. Shakala state subdivisions for Jiva. Shakala Kevala is the Jagrat Atita state. Shakala is the Jagrat within Jagrat state. Shakala Suddha is the state of Tatpara, self-illumined. All these in the state of Shakala occur. 2252. Suddha state subdivisions for Jiva. Suddha Kavala is state of Upasanta. Suddha Shakala is Turiya expansive state. Suddha Suddha is state of Shiva becoming. These three belong to Suddha state. 2253. Bliss of Jagrat-tatita state. Jagrat in Jagrat, dream in Jagrat, Shushupti in Jagrat, and the Turiya in Jagrat, transcending these states all, is Jagrat-tatita that confers bliss divine. The malas primordial that 5 are, away vanish ever and ever. 2254. In Jagrat-tatita state is Upasanta. In the state of Jagrat-tatita, Anava is rooted entire. Jagrat-tatita, Para-avasta, Shiva state is not. But sure it confers Upasanta, that by Para caused, will Jiva thereafter ever look at malas and gunas. 2255. All higher experiences come to Jiva by God's grace. The states of bondage, bodha, of liberation, mukti, of turiya and suddha atita, all these the Jiva will subtle experience. By Lord's grace they come, and when that knowledge by grace dawns, neither thought nor action the Jiva any more has. 2256. Lord's play takes Jiva to God knowledge. The states of bondage and liberation, of Hara's grace they come. It is his play, to take Jiva to Suddha goal, that it might God knowledge receive. 2257. Shakalas can attain God knowledge. They of 5 malas are Shakalas. They of 5 malas are Pasha bound. They of 5 malas rule the celestial world of Svarga. They of 5 malas can ultimate attain God knowledge. 2258. Experiences in the 5 states of consciousness. In Jiva's Atita state, Anava is. In Turiya state, Maya permeates. In Shushupti state, are desires for Maya experience planted. In dream state, functions the subtle body with Tattvas 8. In the waking state, activated is the body gross. 2259. Malas for Jiva in different states of consciousness. In Kavala Atita state, Anava is. In Turiya state, Maya too is. In Shushupti state, seed of karma, kamya, and addition is. In dream state, Mamaya, illusory perception also is. In waking state, Tirodai joins obfuscations. Thus are the 5 malas, to Jiva in Shakala state attached. 2260. Malas restated. The Jiva in Atita state realizes primal para. The Jiva in Turiya stands in Maya Suddha, that has its beginning in Hara. In Shushupti karma, Mala comes in. In dream state, Mamaya, Asuddha, envelopes. In waking state comes Tirodai, that obfuscates. Thus the Jiva in Shakala state stands. 2261. Condition of Shakala state. They get body form and experience enjoyments diverse. They are by elements pervaded and conjoined to mind and rest of cognitive organs. They get attached to karmas. They abide in tanmatras. Thus are they born, these jivas in Shakala state. 2262. Shakala jiva's journey to Suddha state. They reach the state when deeds good and bad, equable become iruvinai alpu, when Shakti's grace on them descends, satinipadam, when on the pedestal of grace they thus get seated. Then, with the aid of Guru Holy, they reach the presence of Shakti's grace. Finally rid of the primordial mala, anava, they reach the state of Suddha, that no birth thereafter gives. 2263. Turiyatita is the state ultimate. With tattvas 6 times 6 and avastas of 10 states, he, Jiva, enters the final state of Turiyatita. Then will the divine gift be mukti, and Jiva merges into the light resplendent, which the five gods reach. There the Shiva of holy ashes, Jiva's refuge final are. 2264. Self-realization only in Turiya state, it is not ultimate. Knowing not the self, Jiva deemed body as the self. When he saw the real self, he attained Turiya state. But even in that Turiya state, he, Jiva, with Lord united not. He will again born be here below. 2265. Only with Turiyatita state birth cycle ends. If in waking state the Jiva realizes the Atita state, the Vaindavas, the Tattvas, that Maya caused, will their malevolence shed, the birth's whirl will cease, goodly mukti and siddhi then attained, speech and thought cease to be. 2266. Beyond Turiyatita is void. In the void beyond the Atita state, Shakti, water, and Shiva, fire, will appear. Water and fire do not together in space appear. How then does water and fire in void appear? That way are they mingled. Shakti, water, and Shiva, fire, there. 2267. 36 tattvas reckoned as 5 pure, 7 pure impure, and 24 impure. Of tattvas, 6 times 4 are asuddha, impure. 7 are suddha asuddha, misra, or pure impure. 5 with pure maya are suddha, pure. These in 3 divisions are thus parted, as suddha pure, suddha asuddha pure impure, and asuddha impure. All these with jiva at appropriate stages stand. 2268. The journey from Kevala to Suddha through Shakala states helped by Shiva as father, Maya pure as mother, and Mamaya impure as nurse. Parashiva for father, Maya pure for mother, Mamaya impure for nurse. Thus does Jiva its birth take, and journeyed the states of Kevala and Shakala, final reaches the Suddha state. 48. Para-avasta. 2269. Mystery of parting life from body. The Lord is the Para, He is beginningless, He is beyond 5 states of experience. He is the Pure One, seated within the heart, He is birthless. Why this lovely body and life He parts, that mystery I knew. 2270. 36 Shaktis are dynamic aspects of static Parapara. Shakti in Parapara is Parashakti. Shakti in Santi is Chit Shakti. Shakti in Shanti is Chit Shakti. Shakti in Paranand is Icha Shakti. Shakti in luminous Bindu is Jnana Shakti. Shakti in Maya is Kriya Shakti. When Jiva these Shaktis receive, then it reposes integral and divine. 2271. Beyond tattvas is divine bliss. They who know Him beyond the tattvas 6 times 6 truly know Him. Beyond the tattvas 6 times 6 they receive His grace. They who have knowledge true beyond the tattvas 6 times 6, only to them is He the divine bliss, He the Hara, that is beyond the tattvas 6 times 6. 2272. When Jiva is rid of malas by Shiva Shakti, transcending the organs 5 external and the 4 internal, in the union within of 5 states of astas, the Jiva slumbers. Then does the wondrous Lord, appearing with Shakti of slender form, rid the Jiva of its poisons, malas, forever to rejoice. 2273. Beyond Turiya is Turiya Turiya or Paraturiya, and Para-atita Turiya is further beyond in Jagra Turiya state, the Jiva realizes self. Then beyond are states, Turiya Jagrat, Turiya Svapna, Turiya Shushupti, and Turiya Turiya. In that Para-Turiya state, the Jiva is Para. In the Turiya state still beyond, Para-Turiya Atita, Jiva becomes Shiva. 2274. In Para-Atita Turiya state, Jiva becomes beyond Param. In desire bereft of desires, as Jiva aspires to para-atita turiya state and steadfast perseveres in it, he becomes beyond Param, Shiva. The tapasvins who practice not will never Param become. They are forever fettered in Pashas several. 2275. Freed of Maya, jnana dawns and bliss ensues. The Maya we seek to understand envelopes soul inside and out. The hypnosis it creates baffles thought and word. When you are freed from it, your knowledge becomes purified. It is transmuted into Shivananda and becomes a protective roof over you. 2276. From Turiya to Turyatita. The Jiva was in Turiya state, unto a swift steed, was into the Turyatita Jagra state led. The master thus had the karmic jackals chased away, and the karma stood howling, disappointed sore. 2277. In Turyatita state, Jiva becomes Shiva. In this Turyatita Jagrat state, the Lord of Dance with Jiva in union stands. When that union takes place, Maya vanishes away. That very day, Jiva attains Shiva form. 2278. Maya lights the path to Turiya and there remains. If in Jagra state, where Jiva is, he upward ascends, well may Maya serve, a lamp to light his path. Then, when he reaches Turiya state, he his self realizes, albeit in that Turiya state, Maya will still be. The soul should further ascend to the Turyatita state. 2279. Self-realization in Turiya state is not the end. Knowing not yourself, you deemed body as self. When in Turiya you entered, you realized the self. Even though you realized self, birth's cycle will leave you not. Therefore ascend further upward into the Turyatita state, and unite in Lord, pervasive and pure. 2280. Beyond Turiya state is union in Shiva. This body is to birth subject. Turiya state belongs to body and Jiva alike. These subject to birth and death are. When on them grace of Holy Guru descends, two there is none. Jiva in Shiva unites one. 2281. Beyond four states in Turiya is Paraturiya. If Jiva in Turiya state, having experienced in succession Jagra, Svapna, Shushupti states within, perseveres further, then he enters Paraturiya. These verily Jiva becomes Para. 2282. End of Paraturiya is Shivaturiya. Succeeding Paraturiya Jagra state is the Paraturiya Svapna state that engrosses the universe entire. Then is Paraturiya Shushupti state, where Upasanta, peace beyond understanding is. That transcending, Jiva reaches Shiva Turiya state. 2283. End of Paraturiya is Shiva Turiya. Succeeding Paraturiya Jagra state is the Paraturiya Svapna state that engrosses the universe entire. Then is Paraturiya Shushupti state, where Upasanta, peace beyond understanding is. That transcending, Jiva reaches Shiva Turiya state. 2284. Beyond the 10 avasthas in Jiva Turiya, Paraturiya, and Shiva Turiya is the 11th state of consciousness of Paranandi, Shiva. Thus Jiva, who has Para become, from Jiva Turiya onward up to Shiva Turiya, 10 avasthas states experiences, then enters the state 11th, where he merges into truth of Paranandi, Shiva, and finally goes beyond. All 11 states thus inserted. 2285. Further beyond Parashiva state is Paranam, Brahmam. Paraparam and Paramahashivam. Beyond Parashiva is Paramam, Brahmam. Beyond Paramam is Paramparam, Parabrahmam. Thus are states ascending. From Parashiva Jagra to Parashiva Svapna and to Parashiva Shushupti, the jiva that has Parashiva become reaches the finite truth that is Paranandi. 2286. 9 manifestations of Parashiva. Pertaining to Parashiva are the Parashakti, Paranada, and Parabindu, and Sadashiva, Brahma, and Hari, Rudra, the Lord of Devas, and Maheshvara to count. 2287. True knowledge. Knowing that not, they rule not the spiritual kingdom. In pomp and vanity they indulge. That indeed is sorrow. They know not he pervades all. They know not the sea-girt 7 worlds will a shamble be. They know not that Shiva with Jiva and body commingling stands. 2288. End ego awareness, self is realized. Perform penances true, that your future holds. Know thyself, and the merciful Lord his grace confers. When my ego awareness ended, then I knew myself, and bliss am I. 2289. Way of self-realization through thought process. Think of gold jewelry, thought of gold metal is not. Think of gold metal, thought of jewelry is not. Think of sense organs, self is not. Think of self, sense organs are not. 2290. Sublimation of thought. Think of wood, image of toy elephant recedes. Think of toy elephant, image of wood recedes. Think of elements 5, thought of param recedes. Think of param, thought of elements recedes. 2291. Knowledge of Shiva, Shakti, and Jiva, Shivaya, is liberation. Transcending tattvas 6 times 6, abandoning letters na and ma, knowledge becoming, Jiva thus liberated resides, as letter ya, merging in letter va denoting Shakti, and in letter shi denoting Shiva, Jiva ya becomes Shivaya. That mukti is. 2292. Experience in Paraturiya. The Turiya state holds the letters 5, Panchakshara. In the Paraturiya Jagra state are the letters 50 and 1. In the Paraturiya Svapna state is Nada. In the Paraturiya Shushupti state is Bodha. Beyond appears Paramam, Brahmam, in Paraturiya Turiya state. 2293. Pure Suddha experience and supreme Para experience beyond Jiva experiences. In Shakala condition of Jiva, these 5 experiences are by grace attained. Then follows the Suddha Avasta, pure experience state, that in intensity experiencing, the Para Avasta, supreme experience, of Nandi is attained. Then, as before light, darkness flees, the 5 malas forever vanish. 2294. State of Suddha Avasta, pure experience. The limited sphere of tattvas, 5 times 5, and Maya impure, unreal are they. Leaving them, let Jiva ascend into the sphere of Mamaya, pure impure, penetrating it. Further beyond, in the state of Para Avasta, pure experience, that is pure Suddha. There the soul is all existence and non-existence at once. 2295. Lord as Guru guides the soul's journey. As grace he stood, as Param he stood, as love he stood, as one form merged he stood. He transcended experiences all, but abandoned me not. He, the lordly Guru, the Natha of divine Jnana. 49. Triple gunas and nirguna, sans guna. 2296. Gunas experiences in state of consciousness. Sattvic is guna in the waking state, rajas in dream state, tamas in deep sleep state. Nirguna, that other 3 gunas destroys, is attribute of Turiya state pure. 41. Cosmic divisions. 2297. Cosmic space is God's seat of throne. In the vast spaces of cosmos are universes numberless, that evolved and separated, Countless are they, unto the sands that are on the shores of 7 seas, sparkling as a jewel of gold that dazzles. They form his seat of throne, for him the Lord of celestials. 2298. God is principle of bliss beyond tattvas. On that seat of throne he sits as bliss principle, tattva, 5 his forms, 36 the tattvas he pervades. Nay, the tattvas he pervades are 8 times by far as numerous, as universes in space is vast, himself beyond tattva's end. 411. The 11th state is also avasta. 2299. Attainments in higher experience, para-avasta. In the 5th state, jiva-turiyatita is ambrosia. In the 7th state, para-turiya jagrat is bliss. Above the 9th state, para-turiya shushupti is aum. In the 11th state, shiva-turiya, illumined the jiva standeth. Abiding there he the divine body attains. Listen, damsel, that is red-mouthed as parrot. These the attainments of the higher states of jiva are. 2300. Tattvas fade in the finite stage. Even in the Atita-turiya state, 6 tattvas formless abide, the Purusha Kumchita and 5 formless tattvas. In the Shushupti state of Atita-turiya, the rest 8 are. Only in the 11th state, nothing of tattvas is. 2301. There Nandi alone is. When the 11 states are thus cognized, and the jiva fixes firm in the jnana body, there is none but Nandi, that being immutable. Contemplate in order, sure believe, you can the goal reach. 412. Uniting and exiting. 2302. Beyond Kevala, Shakala, and self-realization states is Suddha Avasta. The jiva in its primal condition is the Kevala state. When it mixes with tattvas, it departs and enters the Shakala state. Realized from there, it realizes the self. When it transcends all the states 3, it enters the Jagratita state. There it is pure, Suddha. 2303. Vision of void. Give up anger, egoity, as far as you can. Direct your thoughts Godward as far as it goes. If with Lord's grace you slumber in contemplation day and night, even mountains will break, even you shall vision the void interminable. 413. Pure avasta, devoid of malas. 2304. Merge in silentness, senses withdrawn. Deep in the well of silentness, mauna, is the turtle, jiva, with malas 5 withdrawn. If from truth you deviate not, and in it merge entire, you shall indeed live 1,000 years beyond the turtle. 2305. Experience of higher states brings immortality. Air, fire, water, earth, and space, Hari, Rudra, Maheshvara, Brahma, and Sadashiva, they who transcend these elements and God's 5, and into higher states enter, will never death see. Thoughts none other will they have, except be of God. 2306. Jiva, son of Shiva. Jiva is the sun. All the hoary scriptures thus say, that they know not. The Jiva indeed is the son of Hara, for without Jiva none the tattvas 5 times 5 be. 2307. In Turiya is bliss exceeding. Unto being born, living, and dying are the experiences 3, of waking, dreaming, and deep sleep states. When Jiva reaches Turiya state, and there abides, exceeding pure he becomes, and infinite bliss he enjoys. 2308. From Turiya state no return to tattvas. All within him Jiva, and he in all without. Thus if Jiva, the Turiya state experiences, no more shall it return to tattvas 6 times 6. Divine knowledge, Bodha, it will attain, and so reach Shiva state. 2309. Yet in Turiya karmic effects are. Well may you iron from fire remove, the iron still retains the effect of fire, experience. So too, even if sense organs are in Turiya state extinguished, the impure effect of karmic acts will still there be. 2310. In Turiyatita state, all malas disappear entire. In the burning state of Jagra Avasta, diverse are the jiva's experiences. Give them up entire, and with grace of Nandi, that is Veda embodied, you shall reach the Atita state. Bereft of malas, then shall you the very para be. 2311. Relapse into Shakala state and redemption by grace. Those who have reached the Suddha Atita state, if to the Shakala state relapse, Lord's grace them leave not. Still standing close to Lord, they enjoy not pleasures of world, and at the end Samadhi entering, they and Lord as one unite. All these by grace ultimate. 2312. All are acts of grace. He parted himself in halves too. He created the cluster of tattvas that to body pertain. He let me into births and places several. He took me into inert Aral Kevala state, and there left me, the Lord in me uniting. 2313. Power of grace. The toy whirl of leaves made, the fire wheel of torches made, the billowy waves of the blue sea, the curd that stands within the churn, all these are by some other force moved. So too the jiva pushed by malas enter hell, heaven, and earth, and stand sore troubled. All these away vanished when grace does descend. 2314. In Jiva-Shiva union all fade. When that state is attained, where the self becomes Shiva, the malas, the pashas diverse, gunas and experiences that arose from the estranged jiva will all fade, even as does the beams of the moon in the presence of the rising sun. 2315. When jiva becomes pervasive as Shiva. Within them who have attained Shiva state, there is fire, water, and air. The sun and the moon are there seated. Hari, Brahma, and Rudra are also in their heart. 2316. Attain jnana and enter heavenly home. He who the elephants of senses five subdues, lights the lamp of jnana, and entering its radiance, drives the darkness within. For him it is easy to ascend the heavenly home, Shivaloka. 2317. Dance of Shiva seen within. The moving breeze that the dancing feet wafts, the vibrant sound that the Dhammaruka drum emits, the celestial music that the chanting Vedas and Agamas produces, all these in nadis within I experienced. 2318. Self-knowledge is true knowledge. The effect of goodly tapas in past performed can with knowledge in present be discerned. Self-knowledge is knowledge true, the rest is but knowledge demented. 2319. In actionless contemplation, divine message comes. To be actionless is Shiva's bliss. They who are actionless seek not Shiva Yoga. They who are actionless will not in world merge. Only to them who are actionless is the divine message to be. 2320. In Samadhi, Jiva unites in Shiva. They who attain Samadhi, they and he one become. Sundered will be malas, vanish the Jiva state. Their body as divine light will in Shiva's world be. They in Shiva unite, devoid of blemishes 8. 2321. Peda or Jiva Mukti. At the eternal feet of Hara, the Shakti appears, and as it appears, the interminable darkness of Jiva disappears, and light dawns, and Jiva perseveres incessant in the way of time-honored jnana, and thus reaches the state of Peda, Jiva Mukti. 2322. Jiva knowledge is doubt-tossed, Shiva knowledge is light divine. As the Shakti aids the Jiva, in Bodha as well as Mukti, Jiva that is doubt-tossed in the first becomes doubt-free in the second, and in that condition Shakti grants its divine instrument of jnana to Jiva. That verily is the abiding light that transcends Jiva's flickering light. 23:23. By grace Jiva becomes knower. Devoid of knowledge are tattvas 30 and 6. The self that knows, I know not, you shall know. Thus blessed Nandi, then I knew, that I am the knower. 23:24. Jnana Shiva and Jnana Shakti appeared. He who transformed me into himself, he the Lord of Jnana, the first of celestials, the peerless gems, light resplendent, and she, Shakti grace, of Jnana pure, she the immaculate, them I saw in this fleshly body. 23:25. Love, Jnana, and bliss of Shiva Shakti. Light and darkness are Parai Shakti, and the love within Parai. Transcend the self, beyond is love that is grace. Transcend the Mala darkness, beyond is light that is Jnana. Transcend them too. Then is the gift that is Shiva's bliss. 23:26. Mahavakyam, Samadhi Jnana finite in the bliss of grace. The Shiva Shakti confers, let Jiva in final Samadhi enter. If thus as the end of fleshly body, Jiva realizes the inner awareness, it shall attain the finite lordly Shiva state. Thus the word exalted, Mahavakyam. 23:27. Tell them who know and yet know not. No use telling those who are in ignorance steeped. No use telling those who are in jnana filled. Tell only them who know and yet know not. Then will they know and self-realize. 23:28. Suddhas reach Mauna state. Espousing the Sat, Asat, and Sadasat, the Jiva becomes the Chit, Achit, and Shiva Chit. Those that reach that Turiya state, where neither Suddha pure or Asuddha impure Maya is, they verily are the Suddhas, pure ones. Transcending the states three, Sat, Asat, and Sadasat, they reach silentness surpassing. 23:29. Higher knowledge is beyond self-knowledge. By himself Jiva knows not, yet is he not without higher knowledge. The knowledge he himself has is sadasat. When the two as grace descend, then he knows himself, and with Shiva one becomes. 23:30. Master tattva knowledge and attain God knowledge. Only for them who master the knowledge of tattvas, tattva jnana, will the higher knowledge, God knowledge, be. In that higher knowledge, the self with Shiva one becomes. Then has begun the bliss of God knowledge. 23:31. Self-knowledge leads to jnana mudra. When Jiva attains self-knowledge, then he one with Shiva becomes. The malas perish, birth cycle ends, then will goodly mukti be, the lustrous light of jnana, and the impressive divine knowledge too, chin mudra. 23:32. Maunis receive jnana mudra. Jnana knowledge is his form, kriya action is his middle part, ichcha desire is his life beat. This is his aspect. Of the uncreated being, tatpara, he is as the seed of the 5 acts he performs, of creation, preservation, dissolution, obfuscation, and redemption. And so the Maunis, in silentness seated, received the mudra, impress of God knowledge, that is jnana. 23:33. Lord acts from within Jiva. For Jiva, Jnana Shakti gives knowledge, Ichcha Shakti gives desire, Kriya Shakti gives action. All these are subtle. He who grants these to Jiva is Lord himself, and not Jiva. It is Lord that acts from within Jiva. 23:34. Shiva acting through Mayas is eternal and beyond. Action, desire, and jnana of Jivas, with Shiva acting within, are work of Mamaya and Maya, impure and pure. But beyond the void of cause-effect is Shiva, eternal and of peace exceeding, Santa Atita. 23:35. Lord who is beyond beyond is yet life of life. Immanent is he, in real the unreal and all. He is Lord, That is the real unreal and real unreal. Beyond speech is he. Hasten and realize, he will be the life of your life. 2336. Scorched desires worldly. Shakti Ichcha infuses desires and harasses Jiva. Jnana Shakti scorches them and destroys them. As she who infuses desires into Jiva is within, do you scorch your worldly desires and attain the state exalted. 2337. Rid of malas. They who with Shiva unite are of malas 5 rid. They who do not unite thus are of dark malas 5 possessed. Destined are they to be born on earth, heaven, and hell. None know. All these from his grace results. 2338. All acts are of Lord's grace. They who are caught by forces of Maya twine, pure and impure, do things according. They who are caught by forces of jnana act appropriate. They who are caught by forces of world desires behave that way. All these they do are acts of grace. 2339. Wealth of holiness leads to union in Shiva. They that are possessed of wealth of holiness are not for dark hell destined. They that are possessed of wealth of holiness are not for delicious heaven too. They that are possessed of wealth of holiness depart from Mala's huddle. They that are possessed of wealth of holiness depart from all things unworthy, and so Shiva become. 2340. Knowledge of what is God's, what is world's, comes from grace. Ignorant are they who do not know what is God's and what is world's. Only they are wise who both these know. When both these they know, by his grace they shall of his grace know. Both these are. 2341. Grace of Shakti leads to Shiva. As fire and heat are Shiva and Shakti, with him as substance, she Jiva's awareness espouses. Darkness and light she is, she pervades 2 malas 3, and then by light of grace she makes Jiva the very Shiva. 2342. States of grace receiving differ as the sun rises. The lotuses wake, but some bloom, and some do not. That happens, as their differing conditions are. Even though sun's beams alike strike them, the differing effects are result of differing states of grace. 2343. All forms of knowledge proceed from grace. Beda, difference, abeda, non-difference, and beda abeda, difference, non-difference, knowledge native, knowledge that comes of learning, and God knowledge, nada, sound, and the nada beyond nada, the nadanta that is beyond sound. All these come by grace of the Holy One. 2344. Play of Hara's grace. Unto the artificial elephant on stilt played is the play of Hara's grace. With the aid of elements, tattvas, it sways jiva, and makes it dance this way and that, and consigning it to life and worldly ways, infuses the light of jnana, and finally plants it, jiva, in life of grace. All the work of grace. 2345. When tattvas are transcended, grace descends and union in Shiva takes place. He, Jiva, abandoning tattvas 6 times 6, realized the self. He, the finite, became, and pervaded. He, Jiva, in them, tattvas, and they in him. Yet transcending them, he passed into the beyond. And as grace descends on him, he, doubt-free, jnana attained, and Shiva became.